Welcome friends to this video. We are going to be learning about the upper arm muscles. In the past couple videos in my series, I've taught about the arm bones and also the forearm muscles. So let's get started on the upper arm muscles. I have this 3D figure of a person anatomy that's really helpful in kind of looking at the three different views that we're going to be looking at. So we're going to be doing the anterior view, the posterior view, and the lateral view of each of the arm muscles, so you can kind of get an idea what it looks like in different directions. If you're wondering, the app is called Complete Anatomy and it is not sponsored in this video. I just found it really helpful in my study. So let's get started in kind of taking a look at the front view of the arm. So we have the bicep, which most people are familiar with, and it has two muscles. We have this one and we have this one. And so let's go over here to isolate. And in this, you can see that it is attached to the radius, which is the front muscle here attached to the thumb. And then it goes up the humerus, and both of the biceps, meaning two muscles, are attached to the scapula. All right, so that is what the bicep looks like. And then we're also going to draw the deltoid. So the deltoid, we'll go ahead and isolate this one here. It is attached along the scapula, and then it comes down about halfway down the humerus, and it covers both of the bicep muscles. So let's start drawing it so we can get more familiar with how that works. So in the previous video, I've done the skeleton muscles, so we're just going to draw over the top of these skeletons as our reference. So I got a new layer here, and we're going to start with this view here, the front view, and kind of what I was talking about here. We have a tendon coming down the side of the humerus, and it's attached to this part of the scapula, and then another tendon right here. So this is going to form the two forms of the bicep. And then down here at the radius, we have the other tendon, and the muscle mass is kind of right in the center. So you can connect those and create that muscle here, and then they connect kind of right in the center there, just above the humerus, because the deltoid is going to cover most of that. So speaking of the deltoid comes right along the top of the scapula, over the shoulder, and about halfway down the humerus, and attaches to the side. And then it's going to come up and it's going to cover the majority of those bicep tendons and go right up to the top there and attach to the top of the scapula, or the scapula. All right, so this we have is the deltoid and the biceps. All right, let's go to the other view. We'll spin them around. Okay, similar to the biceps, we have the triceps. Now, you would think would be three, and there is a third muscle, which is hard to see. It's right there underneath the other two, but from the back view, you can't really see it. We'll kind of draw that in, but it's not really visible. It's mostly visible on the side. So we have the two triceps that are visible, and let's go ahead and show what that looks like on its own. And so one attaches to the scapula and the other one attaches to the back of the humerus on the top, and then they go down and attach to the ulna, or the elbow, down at the bottom. So let's also take a look at the deltoid here, and if we isolate that, flip it around, so you can see it does similar to what it does in the front, along the scapula, over the humerus, and attaches halfway down. So let's go ahead and draw that. The bicep, first one attaches right here, the other one attaches right about here, and then the bottom of it attaches here. So then we'll have the muscle mass right there and about the middle, and then the other comes in about right there, and then they converge at the bottom, and right here is where they connect. So that deltoid, it's just before the halfway point, because the deltoid is going to connect about here, and it attaches at the top line of the scapula, goes down over the shoulder and attaches there. And then it's kind of a triangle from the side view. So if you can kind of imagine that It's just the shoulder pad, I guess you'd kind of consider it looking like that. So it's going to cover those tendons there. And now we have deltoid and triceps. All right, now let's take a look at the side view. So we have some same muscles. We have the biceps here in the front, we have the triceps in the back, and we have the deltoid on the side. And we also have the brachialis, which is kind of a helper muscle, and it's similar to the bicep. It's not part of the same group, but you can see it here from the side. It goes straight down the humerus. So let's isolate some of these so we can take a look at how they're connected from the side view. All right, so the biceps, one comes along down the side of the humerus, the other one you can't really see. And then you have the muscle mass along the front, and then it's connected to the radius. And then let's take a look at the triceps. So we have that is connected to the scapula, and that, which you can see just a little bit, and this is the humerus, and then you have the mass behind the humerus, and then it's attached to the back of the ulna right there. And now let's take a look at the brachialis from the side. Zoom out here. And it's attached about just under where the deltoid is, and it's going to come down to the radius. So it's going to squeeze in between that bicep there. And now let's also look at the deltoid from the side, and it's going to be run along the scapula around the top, go over the humerus top there, connect there about halfway. So let's go ahead and draw those muscles from the side view. We'll start with the triceps. So right about here is where one connected, and then it was right about here in the back was the other connection for the tricep. And they're also going to connect here along the back of the ulna, because it's going to be pulling that arm muscle down, or that bone down. And then the muscle mass is going to be mostly behind, from this view, mostly behind that humerus. So there is our tricep. And there's itty bitty muscle right there as well. Then let's do the bicep. So it's going to come down here. One tendon's going to come down along there, and then they're going to attach here. And it's going to squeeze along the front, just alongside the tricep. And then most of the mass will be in the middle there. This is the one that everyone loves to flex and show off. All right, and then we can squeeze in the brachialis right here, in between the two. And then let's go ahead and do the deltoid. So the deltoid comes right along that scapula over the top and down about the halfway point. It's going to cover those tendons and connect here. So here's kind of that upside down triangle of where it's got its name. And there you go. There's the deltoid. Here's the bicep. And this is the brachialis. I encourage you to practice drawing the arm muscles as much as you can so you can memorize the forms. Let me know if you have any suggestions for future videos. I'm planning to do more anatomy, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. See you next time.